And it is, in fact, in my view, the basis for all life.
I mean, it turns out that if you can create a toroidal vortex.
In the stuff we were working on, the field we would generate was in a toroidal field that would curl.
Well, that's exactly how this was generated. It was essentially in a toroid around the craft.
Oh, okay.
You can go way beyond that, so there are all kinds of toroidal geometries, for example.
We create vortexes in physical vacuum, or Aether, if you like, and rotating magnetic fields gives much better effect, much stronger effect.
This is what the inner part of it looks like. I'm showing it here. Essentially, the basic magnetohydrodynamic structure is a self-similar nested vortex, whirlwind, tornado. The whirlwind or tornado is the only thing in nature that allows for...
There's a wormhole coupling between a white hole and a black hole. The difference between regular black hole cosmology is that the inside of black holes is not a new universe. It's that it's connected via like a wormhole manifold, so to speak. I think technically the terminology is used as an orbifold. I'll have to double check that.
Neg entropy, if you do not have a tornado or a whirlwind involved in your idea about how to do this process, then it will not work. It's the only thing in nature. And the torus structure, the toroidal vortex structure, actually is born out of a minimum of 2 tornadoes. So the tornadoes is the fundamental structure, the whirlwind, that is able to produce neg entropy.
And by gyro theory, right out of the book, when you longitudinally disturb a gyro that's restrained, it will precess sideways. And all of our instruments measure and detect the electron precession waves. That's what we put on our oscilloscopes and what we read with our instruments. And yes, indeed, gentlemen, we do detect the electron wiggle waves, and they are transverse waves. But a gyro reacts and precesses at right angle to the actual disturbance, which proves that it is a longitudinal wave in the vacuum. If you do not believe that, you must throw away all gyro theory.
You have no EM fields whatsoever, but you have strong vectored scalar fields.
Maxwell simply assumed out of thin air the transverse string wave because that's what everybody was familiar with when he wrote the first equations, and it's never been changed to this day.
And since you have no Lorentz force in the absence of E and B, then how can you detect them? Well, you detect them by any kind of quantum detector that can detect phase shifts, can detect the vector and scalar potential even in the absence of fields. So there's a whole engineering approach.
So what happens is what seems like energy dynamics in the 3+1 bulk where we are is actually a phase rotation on the global boundary, and phase rotations famously leave a system unchanged, i.e. no global energy change. Where the Big Bang at the beginning of time is the white hole emitter, and every black hole in the multiverse is the sink. And so that's where you have like a seeming energy flow from. But globally, it's really just a phase rotation on this boundary. It's super interesting to think about.
Minimum of 2 subtors, maximum of 48 at the sub levels. Now, I'll say this for the first time openly here, so thank you to Steve for giving me this opportunity. Ken Shoulders established that you can have 1 ion to stabilize 100,000 electrons. And in fact, this was verified at Dubna between 2009 and 2018. So Ken Shoulders is right. This is the right ratio. So it's 1 ion for 10 to the 5 electrons. If you actually take 48 times 48 times 48, you actually end up with 10 to the 5. And it is, in fact, in my view, the basis for all life.